Welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And we do full-length car reviews each and every week, and we stop halfway through for a segment called Questions, Coffee, and Cars. You know that because you subscribe, right? And we've spun it off. We're at number 154, How Do You Get a Question? And by the way, for their full-length videos and for this.
Yes, follow along on Instagram at Motormouth_Andrea. Every Sunday morning, I put a post out on Instagram asking for questions. Once we gather our questions, the post is deleted and we start the show.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Love your show. Thank you. I'm interested in getting a used SUV. I'm thinking either a 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy or a 2023 Ford Edge ST. Thoughts?
Ooh, ST. Didn't like that at all. I drove that. You've never driven that.
I haven't driven that.
Yeah, so ST is their performance sort of thing.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it at all. I didn't like the transmission. I thought the transmission was a steaming hot mess.
Really?
So, yep.
Okay, so I wanted to pull some reliability numbers for you on those two, just to give you an idea of where you're at. Consumer Reports gives the 2023 Ford Edge a score of 75 out of 100, and owner satisfaction is 3 out of 5. The Santa Fe 2023 model gets a 38 out of 100.
Zoikers.
And owner satisfaction 2 out of 5. So not great. Now on the JD Power side of things, they're very close. Edge 80 out of 100 and Santa Fe 83 out of 100.
Okay, so let's just find
like
another mid-size two-row SUV of that era. What are you gonna pick?
Of 2023. I know, but the Santa Fe is kind of that larger 5-passenger vehicle. I really like it. There's very little piano black or no piano black in there. I actually think the interior is quite nice, but you could get into Honda with the Passport.
You could also do the Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport, which in those days had the V6.
Yes.
So yeah, the Honda's probably, listen, get the Honda.
Honda is going to be your best for reliability, especially if you're going to drive it long term. Now, you didn't ask about that Passport, but we're going to give it to you anyway. So you have to decide between yourself.
I don't mind the Ford Edge. I just don't like that performance model. I just didn't think the transmission was calibrated well at all.
You could go for the non-ST model and get another Edge.
And people who own them seem to like them.
You know, our neighbor has one, and it keeps going and going and going. She never gets rid of it. Hey, from Vancouver. My father is currently waiting on the Lexus RZ450E, the
Plug-in.
electric.
Yeah, full electric. Yeah.
It's supposed to be arriving in May. He's in no rush for a car, but we noticed that Doc Stetter Subaru is offering $19,000 off on the Solterra. Are there really any big differences between the top trim Solterra and the base trim RZ?
I would say take the money and run. The Solterra is not moving, and it's the same basic platform, electrical systems. You're talking about packaging at this point. So is to have the Lexus badge and maybe a slightly nicer interior worth 18 Gs? Well,
the RZ does have more power than the Solterra. Another thing to keep in mind, there is no power passenger seat on the Solterra. When it comes to charging, if you go to a DC fast charger, it speeds up to 100 kilowatt for the Solterra. For the RZ, it's up to 150 kilowatt. I don't think that any of these are the best option, or the BZ4X. When you look at the range, the power, compared to other electric vehicles on the market. However, if you can get an amazing deal.
Yeah, that's just where I want to jump in. The 18 Gs on the hood is from Subaru.
Yeah.
Also, take the dealer and get him to throw, or her to throw in some money. Like there's loads of incentive. Plus the other thing you got to remember, that is a 2024 model they're trying to sell.
Yeah.
So it's now a calendar year old. I'd go in there with a stink bid.
Yes.
And see what they say. But just remember, you are buying a heavily depreciated vehicle that will continue to depreciate.
Yep.
Just keep that in mind.
Also to add, the Solterra has more ground clearance than the RZ. You also, before you do any sort of purchasing, Go over to Toyota and look at the BZ4X. They are throwing money at that as well with incentives.
Volkswagen.
Look at interest rates. I don't know if you're leasing. We always recommend leasing an EV. I think it's a good idea. I just think that
Listen,
Lexus is really, I think it's a lot of money.
just politics aside, just buy a Tesla Model Y. It's a way better product. It is. It's just got more. It's more
of everything.
More of everything.
But the problem now is that Elon Musk has raised the prices of them.
Yeah,
all,
but it's also take politics out of it. He's Donald's guy, and people are going to see market shares already starting to go down because of that.
Yeah.
For places that don't agree with their politics, that's up for you to decide. But they're all struggling selling these things. So go to the Volkswagen store and look at an ID.4. So you think that you could get even on a 2025 model some deals.
Yeah. Oh, I would go for the best deal that you can get when
And
it
lease
comes to an electric vehicle. You should even look at Chevrolet with the Equinox and the Blazer.
Great product.
Look for your best deal out there when it comes to an electric vehicle. How will the car market in Canada change once Trump puts tariffs on our aluminum and steel?
Okay, I'm
Do you
going
want to start?
Yeah, I think what you're going to see is availability of Canadian-made cars probably will get better. So the good news for Canadians is that some of the best sellers are made in Canada. So the input costs will not affect the Canadian-made cars. I would assume, I don't know this 100%, we should ask them, if the steel and aluminum that they use in the RAV4, the Lexus NX, the Lexus RX, the Honda Civic Hybrid, and the CR-V are the main ones that are built in Canada.
Yeah.
I would assume are using steel and aluminum from Canada, and those Canadian cars will be, if they're not as attractive south of the border, people here might be able to get them for not have to wait.
Well, one of the reasons why Tesla pricing is going up is because they use aluminum and steel from Quebec. So that's why the price is going up. The thing is with the threat of tariffs and everything is that for 60 years, the automotive industry between the U.S. and Canada has been interchangeable.
Fully integrated.
So you go, these vehicles, like you may have a part that's shipped there, it's shipped back and forth so many times. So I don't even know 100% how it's going to affect all these vehicles.
The car companies don't either.
They don't know either. Like, this is all new.
The sands are shifting day to day, hour to hour sometimes. And if you have steel and aluminum tariffs followed by other tariffs, I mean, the whole thing could just grind to a halt.
Ugh.
I mean, if there's, Jim Farley is the CEO of the Ford Motor Company, said tariffs will blow a hole in the North American car market.
Yeah.
Costs per unit will go up anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. This is going to affect Americans and Canadians and everybody, and it could just make the whole thing grind right down to a slow trickle.
It's going to be difficult, but there's no way we can predict because we don't know all of the vehicles and what parts are from the U.S. and what parts are from Canada. So we kind of have to wait and see. What I can tell you is the Council on Foreign Relations says it takes about half a ton of steel to build a vehicle. So a 25% tariff could add over $1,000 in production costs per vehicle. Manufacturers could pass those increases on to consumers. Over half of U.S. aluminum product imports come from Canada.
Say that again, the last line.
Over half of U.S. aluminum product imports come from Canada. This is according to the Council on Foreign Relations.
I heard it was as high as 70%.
That's what they're saying. 50% is still, well, they said over half, so that's more than half.
Well, I think that, listen, there's so much to unbox with all of this stuff. I just think that it's going to be interesting to watch. I was asked this recently on a radio interview about should you buy a car now? There's a theory that you're going to maybe buy a car now before any kind of tariffs come into effect. But then I said, I kind of agree, maybe not kind of, because car companies are really good at moving iron. They put money on the hood, cheap interest rates. They do not, the one thing car companies hate is cars sitting on lots. And they have all kinds of tools that they've come up with over the many, many decades how to move iron. So I think that even if this comes into effect and the car market slows down, the car companies will still try to move iron, and they're going to have to do that through incentives.
Maybe it's going to be like the COVID time where they scale back on production and they don't have vehicles sitting there.
Yeah,
Like we saw in COVID. And then you have a lack of inventory, and then you see prices increase again. And so,
which leads to inflation, which is one of the main pillars of the Trump administration's campaign. They're going to bring prices down. I don't know. The whole thing's nuts. The world's upside down.
we don't know. We just don't know. I saw the JD Power Rankings video for VW. I recently put money down on a 2024 ID.4 Pro S. Should I be worried and cancel? Look, the JD Power dependability study that we did a video on it for 2025, and I found it to be an interesting study. Volkswagen, unfortunately, is in 30th place. Now, we did talk about maybe some of the reasons why. One being the ID.4 has had problems with reliability, from software updates to door handles. They also launched the Taos in 2022, which is that's what this study is based on, 2022 model vehicles. They launched the new GTI and Golf R. They had a refresh for Tiguan, GLI, and Jetta. A lot happened with Volkswagen. But it doesn't matter where you look with the ID.4. Consumer Reports and JD Power, they don't give it a great reliability score. It has had problems.
I think that as years go along, things do improve. Volkswagen has issued new software. All comes down to software. And I think that most of the negative numbers for Volkswagen do fall at the feet of the ID.4. Hey, listen, if you're worried about it, I would go on. This is what I would do. I would join a Facebook group. A lot of people don't know this, but there are Facebook groups for every car and trim you can think of.
Yeah.
Just look up ID.4 Facebook group, and then go on there and ask people to say, "Hey, I'm considering getting this car. How has it been for you? Is it all from older models or the new models better?" And see what they say. You better get a screaming deal on this car because they're not moving, and you need to get a screaming deal on this car.
I have to say Volkswagen is being aggressive with the ID.4, money on the hood, as well as lower interest rates.
Basically 0%.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing right now what you'll pay per month if you're leasing the vehicle. So definitely make sure you're getting a good deal on it.
And it comes with a longer warranty. It comes with a 4-year warranty. Most mainline cars, it's 3 years.
Yeah.
I would lease the car, keep it under warranty.
Yeah.
And
give it back at the end.
Give it back at the end.
Yeah. What do you think about the spy photo of the new RAV4 and CX-5? Yeah, I've seen them. Gosh, I don't know. Everybody is really kind of opinionated on it. And I can't see it. Like, I don't even know what it looks like.
By the way, I can't show you the spy photo because they're all trademarked. They're all copywritten. They put a bug on, it's called a bug. They put a bug on it saying it's like whatever the website is. So I can't show you it. But yeah, we just have to wait and see. Andrea and I disagree about this. She thinks it's going to look like the Crown Signia front end, and I think it's going to look more like the 4Runner front end.
No, I think that it's going to have that, that Signia grille that's really blended in. I think that's what they're going with.
And I think it's going to look like a little shrunk down 4Runner.
No, I don't think so. And I think that it may be look, I can't tell. Everybody's saying, oh, these spy shots, look at them. But they're spy shots, so it's really hard to see. And
they have camo on them. So
yeah, it's really hard. But I think I see the Signia grille, which I'm okay with. I almost feel like Toyota is going from that kind of rugged look of the RAV4 to maybe something that looks a little bit more elegant.
But what they also have are what are called test mules.
Yeah.
So they put a different front end on, and everybody takes their spy photos, because you got to remember the front clip of a car, they can put a different clip-on. They could even put the old one on and then drive around it, and people go, oh, I don't know. But listen, you just got to wait. I'm saying it's going to look like a baby RAV4. You think Crown Signia, we're going to see who's right.
Yeah, I think that Toyota's going for refinement on their #1 selling vehicle. Well, we'll see what happens. As for the CX-5, based on the spy shots, I kind of think it looks like the CX-60, which is sold overseas.
Any of these spy shots.
That's okay, Zach. So it's just going to be Zach and I talking to camera. Love your channel. Any word on when you'll be driving the Acura ADX?
Soon, next month.
We just got word on that.
Yeah. We're going to drive it next month.
So we look forward to that. So stay tuned for that video. Hi, love you guys. Your videos so much. Thank you. We are a family with 2 kids looking for a hybrid SUV, city drive, but sometimes goes to Whistler in the winter, thinking about a CRV, CX-50, or an NX350H used. Budget is below 50,000 Canadian. Now I'm driving a Stelvio. Oh,
nice.
What would you suggest? If CX-50, which trim is the best value?
I think for long highway drives, I would go CRV. I just think it's a nicer, quieter vehicle. And Hondas are great handling, and it's big. You're going to Whistler, you're going skiing, you're going to need lots of room. So I wouldn't look past the Honda. And this is my advice to anybody that test drives a car. Drive it in the situation for which you're going to use it.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody that lives in country roads, get that car out and drive it on a country road. And for the CRV, I would go and I would say, I need to drive it on the highway. I need to see what the passing's like. You're driving into the mountains. Personally, I would probably go CRV hybrid.
CRV doesn't get as good a fuel economy as the others, but it is the most comfortable, and I would say the quietest, unless you throw in Hyundai and Kia's models, Tucson and Sportage. They're actually the quietest hybrid. They don't deliver either. They deliver around the fuel economy as the CRV, I would say, but it's the RAV4 that has the best, and you'll find that the NX350H
is similar.
For the CX-50, I'll just quickly go through the trims. In Canada, really, the CX-50 comes loaded. It's really, really well equipped. If you are looking for something like a power passenger seat or driver's seat memory, it's that middle trim that will offer that. And then it's the top trim that has all the extra features, like the 360 camera, front and rear parking sensors, ventilated front seats, and heated rear seats. So it's really what you want. MSRP is about 43,000 up to just over 48,000 in Canada.
One other thing to consider with Toyota's and Lexus all-wheel drive system for their hybrids, at higher speeds, the rear electric motor doesn't work.
Yeah.
So you only have all-wheel drive below, I think it's 80 kil. I don't know what the number is off the top of my head.
Can't remember the actual.
But anyway, so if you're driving, if you're doing a lot of highway driving, I'm gonna stand behind CRV.
I think CRV is great.
It's expensive, but I think for a highway car, that would be my choice.
Hi guys, love your show. We're considering replacing our 2007 Honda Fit Sport. Yes, 2007.
Nice.
We obviously keep our cars a long time. It's a great, reliable runabout. Thinking about a small hybrid SUV, what do you recommend?
That's what our niece drives. She drives a Honda Fit.
There aren't many actually subcompact SUVs that are hybrids. You've got the Kia Niro. You have the Corolla Cross Hybrid. And then if you want to get into the luxury category, you've got the Lexus UX and you have the NX Hybrid. But it's really, it's smaller than what you would get in a compact SUV, but the pricing is equivalent to a compact.
We're hoping that Honda will bring an all-wheel drive and hybrid version of the HRV. It hasn't been announced yet. We were just speculating that could come.
Yeah.
That would be your ticket because you're going Honda to Honda and you're in the family, and that would be a really good one. I think it's pretty easy. It's going to be Corolla Cross.
Same, Corolla Cross Hybrid. I currently own a RAV4 XLE, and I'm really happy with it. With a growing family, I'm looking to buy a minivan. Given the long wait times for the Toyota Sienna, I'm considering the Kia Carnival as an alternative. Price and value-wise, the Carnival seems fine, but I'm concerned about the reliability of its hybrid engine. I plan to keep the car for at least 10 years. Should I wait for the Sienna, or is the Carnival a good long-term option?
Well, we don't have a crystal ball to know how this new hybrid system is going to be in that van for 10 years. Nobody does. Nobody does. All we can tell you is how we enjoy driving it, and I think it drives really well, and it offers a lot of value. It's way cheaper than the other vans that are available, and good luck getting a Sienna, especially if they bring a new one out.
Really tough. Kia's been making hybrids for a long time. Yes, this is a new model, so we don't know for sure. What I can tell you is that in the 2025 JD Power Dependability Study recently, they did name the Sienna as their #1 pick for dependability.
For vans.
For vans.
Yes,
yeah.
but I mean, that's not hard.
But
I mean, there's
actually,
only 4 vans. There's Pacifica, there's Sienna, there's Odyssey, and then there's Kia.
And there's the Grand Caravan too.
Yeah, but that's the Pacifica basically.
But
yeah, I don't know. I listen. We can't tell you.
No.
Yes, it's going to be great for 10 years. Nobody can.
No.
And if they do, they're lying to you. But if you want to wait and get the good old trusty hybrid system that they have in Sienna,
yeah.
maybe not a bad way to go.
But we really like the Carnival hybrid. We enjoyed driving it.
Okay, we're out of time, Andrea.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. How do you get a question in?
Follow along on Instagram at motormouth_Andrea. Every Sunday morning, we put a post out on Instagram. Once we gather our questions, the post is deleted and we start the show. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.